Hey everyone, welcome to the We Like Wrestling podcast. Again, it's a different setting, but we're here at CCW Black Friday in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I'm here with BJ Walker.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Wild night tonight.
It was. It's always a great time here at CCW Black Friday. One time a year, Lebanon, Pennsylvania. You've asked a couple times before to be on, so thank you for coming on.
Definitely, man. Been looking to hook up with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys been doing a lot of good things. You know what I mean? You guys are always at the big shows.
Yeah.
You know, this was like a end of the year, not almost WrestleMania, you know what I mean, for Central PA Indies. You know, we had a night to remember too.
Yeah.
Came right back with Black Friday and then we're in Lewistown tomorrow, so a lot of work.
Yeah, we were at that Harrisburg show too, and that was a big show. So many different companies coming together.
Huge, man.
And that's what pro wrestling is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Working together, not fighting, not arguing.
Yeah.
And it's great to see CCW, Valor, Seven Mountains working together.
Yeah, all of them. It's wild though, man. Like, I don't know how many. There's like only like three or four of us in Pennsylvania that have worked every promotion in Pennsylvania, let alone Central PA. I can honestly say I worked every at Night to Remember too. I've wrestled at every Central PA promotion: CCW, Valor, Legacy, SSW, RWF. If you name it, I've got my ass kicked there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I've got my ass kicked there, so you know.
Yeah, we've seen your work. You're a great in-ring performer.
Thank you.
And your energy is unmatched, man.
Yeah,
you come out every time, no matter what, just hype as hell.
Thank you, man.
You know, the crowd is into it.
Yeah,
it's so great. And you have a beautiful elbow drop.
Thank you.
Maybe not as beautiful as Matt Quay.
Ah, man. I thought he was going to say somebody that had a freaking contract, some TV time, man. Don't bring up Matt Quay.
But his is a springboard.
He's
so,
great.
You know,
he's great, though. Matt Quay is coming along great. He's a star.
He's so young, and he's done so much
He's so
already.
talented, so great. I can't wait to work with him, honestly. It's amazing, though, like, to go, I'm not legend veteran status yet, nothing like that, but to see, you know, starting off in the business, starting off in the beginning, to go from that, to go from champion, and go to, you know, kind of like the match caller, like to go into planning the show. Like when guys are booking the show and they got ideas, they call me. You know, me and Kevin Murphy talk all the time.
Okay.
Me and Adrian Bliss, we talk all the time as far as business, as far as wrestling goes. So like to be a part of those younger guys' development, while I'm still, you know, I'm not old, but I'm not, you know, I've been here a little while.
Yeah.
To be a part of their development, like Matt Quay and you know what I mean? Like the whole truth serum, all that, to just, you know, watch them grow and be a part of that growth, it's amazing. It's like, we got a thing in pro wrestling that, you know, you give back. No matter what, you know, whether you lose all the time, you win all the time, WWE, AEW, independent, Japan, wherever you go, you leave something, you give back. You give back to the younger talent, you give back to the business. And I feel like, you know, I don't feel like I gave all I should back to the business, but I feel like I've done, you know, my part. And, you know, just being a part of this is amazing, man.
And working as an independent wrestler, you don't get paid, you know, like WWE, AEW, you know. So you're really doing this in your free time, you know, as a hobby. And I'm glad to see everybody that does this puts everything into it, even though it's not really
as lucrative as it can be. No, WWE, nobody paid me more than WWE, so you know, with WWE, man, I've never, you know, that's the league, that's the NBA, that's the NFL, that's Major League Baseball. Nobody ever could top them when it comes to the check. You know what I mean? Money here not as lucrative, absolutely, but one thing I can say is it's more than a hobby. It's more than, you know, when you have a passion for something. You know, I watch a match every day. You know what I mean? It's like once you get here, once you get ready for the shows and the build up and everything like that, it becomes so much more than a hobby. So much, it becomes who you are. Yeah. You know, like you take me anywhere from here, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, New York, Jersey, Delaware, that tri-state area, a little bit of Ohio, Cleveland. I'm only known as a wrestler. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not known for what I do during the daytime. I'm not known for the time I was a Little League football coach. I'm only known as BJ Walker, the wrestler. So I kind of take that in consideration every time. You know what I mean? Like, this is what they're going to identify me as. So once I get to the arena or I get to, a meet and greet and stuff, you've done all that stuff with us, then the meet and greets and stuff with us. I try to go full mode. I try to be the same way those guys put that effort into them on WWE and AEW and New Japan. I want it when I come to the show. I try to give that same delivery from start to finish, from the attire to everything. And that's just, it may not always pay off with a dollar amount, but when you put enough into this business and actually give a damn about it, it will pay off.
And I can see that just from your energy. I mean, you always got to go out like it's. I don't want to say like it's your last show, but you never know who's going to watch you.
Right.
And there's people that don't like other people on a personal level, but they admire what they do in the ring.
Yeah, all the time in wrestling.
Like I said, I love the energy that you bring every time you come out. And
Thank you.
Not a lot of people can match that energy.
Yeah.
But you got to play to the crowd.
Right.
You do a great job of that.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Basically, man, that comes from film study.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, one thing about me growing up watching wrestling, I was always a sports entertainment fan, wrestling fan. So the guys who whooped ass but still gave you that character, whether good guy or bad guy, those were the guys I like to watch. I like to watch people hate Ric Flair. I like to watch people love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like to watch people, jeer and cheer The Rock. You know what I mean? I like to watch people love Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, Randy Savage. You know what I mean? Those characters I've always watched. I've always been a fan of characters. So when I finally got in the ring, last thing I wanted to be was bland or dull.
Yeah.
I wanted to get in there and I wanted to give them the character. I wanted to give them whatever they saw on TV. I wanted to give them a little bit of that when they watch BJ Walker wrestle. And that's always been my goal, man. Just keep elevating the business. Central PA is hot. This is a territory now.
Yeah. And it's only going to get bigger from here.
Right.
I mean, and we've noticed you've been to plenty of promotions in PA. And it's great to get your name out there and people are seeing what you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I've been working PA for a while. I've done some things like kind of all over. You know what I mean? Maybe, obviously not as much as PA, but Pennsylvania has always been my core. When it comes to wrestling, like there's nowhere I can go in PA and I'm just nothing. And I don't say that arrogantly. The fans decided that for me. Without the fans, we're nothing.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, how good you are. You walk in here and this arena's empty, you're nothing. Now, granted, there's been times when there's been like 10, 12 people or something like that. We've all went through it. And, you go out there and you put on the best show possible, but that just ain't going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, you give 100% no matter how many people are in the crowd, but the guy that fills those seats is the guy that matters in the business. Now, you know what I mean? I understand people may not like people personally. There's a lot of people who don't like me personally. But in that ring, I feel like I get my respect. You know what I mean? And I'll give respect too. But that's just like something I take real seriously, something I take to heart, my performance, like the cinema, you know what I'm saying? This is the Avengers. This is Jack Reacher. This is, you know what I mean? Like the Equalizer, like any action Fast and Furious. Those good guys and those bad guys, those antagonists, like we can deliver the same way, but we do it in the ring when we tell our story.
I'm gonna throw that F word out there, fake. There's a lot of people that don't understand wrestling that always say it's fake. So are movies. And wrestling is pretty much like a movie.
Right.
Your actors going out there performing.
Right.
And it takes training and hours of performing to get it down.
Right, absolutely. I think for those of you that use the F word, I think what you need to do is go watch the wrestlers or listen to the wrestlers talk who have made those box office movies and got up there. Listen to Rock, listen to John Cena, listen to Stone Cold, listen to Hulk Hogan. They've all done box office movies. There's no stunt double in this.
Yeah.
There's no standing in this. There's no double taking this. Like when we step out in front of that live crowd, what we say is what we say. What we do is what we do. And we got to get it all done in one take. And people don't understand how much goes into this, especially with your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just your mind, but your body. And it takes a big toll on your body,
It does.
Instead of going out, I'm going to go home and ice up. I got Lewistown tomorrow, so I got to get this knee ready, This knee a little sore, but it's very much cinema. It's very much real in the aspect of the physical. You know what I mean? We rewrite the show to put on a great performance and a great storyline with every match. Every match is a program. Every match is a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my match tonight with JT Funk, we've written a movie. It was a short one, but the climax of the movie, everything equaled and added up. And wrestling is just like, any form of entertainment. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I feel like the entire entertainment industry has copied pro wrestling. UFC has ripped pro wrestling off. Rap music with their characters and their gimmicks. The gimmicks started with pro wrestling. If you ever noticed, all these guys looking around here, Logan Paul, the kicker, I can't think of his name, the kicker from the Cult.
Pat McAfee.
Bad Bunny, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. They're all trying to get into pro wrestling because that cinema is so special.
Yeah.
Even like Rock. Rock is the biggest action movie star out there, the biggest one. And he'll tell you that live crowd, and I'm not trying to sound like arrogant or nothing, but you guys watch the show, to step out there every week and just hear them adore you, bring you in, scream for me, like you're cheering for me?
Yeah.
What are you guys, high and drunk? But like, it's amazing. Nothing beats that live crowd, man. Like the people who feel like it's fake are the people who haven't allowed themselves to just tap in and just allow their emotions to flow free. The same way, if you watch pro wrestling the same way you watch the movie, you would enjoy it 10 times more, especially BJ Walker.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, you put on a great performance tonight. The whole show tonight was great. I've been coming to these Black Friday shows since I was a kid. That was as a fan. Now I'm doing it as a side hustle.
Right.
But I still get to enjoy the shows. And I'm a part of the shows now.
Right.
And it's amazing to see all of you guys get better and better each time you step into that ring.
Right.
And it shows.
Yeah. No, it just comes with a lot of training, a lot of work. You know what I mean? The physical part of it, just in an aspect of, you may not hit the gym every day, but you got to do something when it comes to your body. Like, you're not going to be able to do this and not be in the gym, not work out. Even the guys who appear fat, overweight, whatnot, trust me, they're working out. They're training. They made me, a lot of people had to do it longer, but I had to do 6 months of wrestling school. A lot of people don't know that. From the way I fall, the way I slam people, the way I talk, the way I punch, the way I kick, everything, the suplexes, the frog splash off the top rope, the power bomb, all that. I had to learn all that and master it before I stepped into the ring. And that's a problem with the industry now, is a lot of guys are skipping certain things. A lot of guys are learning their moves, polishing their moves, and they stop right there. They think that's where wrestling stopped. The thing I liked about CCW and Valor is the fact that all our wrestlers, all our workers, not only do we all know how to wrestle, but we all put out a character. Yep. We all give our fans, our audience, you as someone that's putting this over in the media, we all give you guys a character, somebody, a personality for you to watch and you to, connect with. I feel like there's somebody on this roster, there's a character on this roster that every fan out there can connect with in some way.
Yeah.
And I'm making my person connect with as many of them as possible. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's always fun, man. I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
I know you've been asking to get on. And I apologize.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been seeing you guys podcast, man. You guys been just, you've been doing this podcast with lesser popular people. And I told him, like, man, you got to get a mega star on this podcast. Now you got one, man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's an honor to have you on.
No, thank you.
After seeing what you've done, and you've been asking to go on, which is an honor for us.
Yeah. I'm all about media, and anybody that has a wrestling outlet, I'm all for it. This is Central PA. This is indie. I'm not saying that I'm a one-man band or anything like that, but I put as much work into this territory as anybody. You know what I mean? You can go to Maryland, you can go to New York. I'm not knocking any of those places. Down south, wrestling's a hotbed. Florida and Georgia show me nothing to love. Shout out to the wrestling circuit in Florida. Shout out to the wrestling circuit in Georgia. They love me. They show me nothing but love down there. But when it comes to Pennsylvania, like this Central PH, like little tri-state area, I want to make BJ Walker a household name. So even if you don't see BJ Walker on TV again, which I think you will, if this is all I got, I'm going to take it to the moon. I'm going to make this my WrestleMania. I'm going to make this my SummerSlam, my Survivor Series, my Royal Rumble. This is Starrcade for me. You know what I mean? Until otherwise, this is where I'm going to work and do these things, So
you got to work for yourself, man.
Right, absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, definitely. Just wanted to come say some words.
Yeah.
Shout you guys out. See you guys tomorrow. Lewistown, PA. Let's get it. A lot of action, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Love Pro Wrestling.
Everyone, I'm here with Rob Noxious, owner of CCW. It's always a pleasure coming to these shows. I've been coming to these as a fan since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say I'm 25 now, so I want to say probably at least 10 years.
Awesome.
And it's always a great time for me because as a kid, I always wished I could go to ECW shows.
Right.
And your matches usually are of the hardcore type. So that gives me a little bit of that ECW-esque, you know. So I always enjoy your shows. And recently, I want to say the past 3-4 years, we've been coming to set up, and I've been a part of the shows a little more, not as just a fan.
Right.
And it's so, for me, it's an honor to do that because, like I said, of that ECW thing. You're a great guy.
Thank you.
You know, your shows are always great. And ironically, we just did an interview with Ryan and Antonio at the Hamburg Fieldhouse.
Yes.
And with what we're doing with them and the history of that building.
Absolutely.
It was so special.
Beautiful.
It is. It's a big building. Yes. And since I've been coming to these Black Friday shows, we are now doing this in the Eagles Hall.
Yes.
In Lebanon, Pennsylvania. So check that off the bucket list. So this belt right here, we were just talking about it a little bit, but if you want to explain what this means.
The belt was presented to me tonight. It's my brother passed away in March, on March 17th. It was sudden. We didn't know it was going to happen. You know, of course, it was just boom. And went to his house, tried to revive him, and he was gone. And all my boys got together, you know, all my wrestling crew, and they pitched in and got me this belt, and it just shows how much they respect me, you know. And you know, it's just I'm kind of at a loss for words, and I'm never at a loss for words, you know. But I guess it just goes to show, you know, I don't like to be thanked for things, you know. I try to tell people I like to make dreams come true, you know. But that's with the school, you know, and with helping anybody out who wants to become a part of wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and then to see my peers do something like this for me is just, it's a little overwhelming, you know, because I'm supposed to be the tough guy. You know, but I love it, and it really touched me.
It is a special belt.
Yeah.
And today's show alone was special. We've had, going off of, you know, kayfabe, your son, Stefan.
Yeah.
This was his last match.
Yes.
And I was saying to your wife, Stefan and Shane, such an awesome way to go out, getting Haley involved as well.
Absolutely.
We saw that, all of us here, and we were like, oh man, that is fucking awesome. Dude, she got the biggest pop out of everybody.
She did.
That was an awesome way to go out, and I got emotional seeing that because of, you know, again, being here for so long, coming to these shows, and knowing that Haley's a big part of the shows.
Yes.
You know, getting your sister involved in that, and it was an awesome time.
You know, we, a lot of people don't really, they're my kids. They will always be my kids. But Stefan and Shane aren't my biological children, but everyone think they are, you know, because I've raised them since Shane was 6 months old. And so I've been part of their life, and we don't tell people that on a regular basis because, you know, they're my kids. I raised them. You know, and we have a tight family. You know, we were never nobody was allowed to say stepsister, stepbrother. It was brother. We're just family, you know. And like, I never had them call me dad or whatever. They call me Rob or whatever. But, you know, I always had the family embedded in my kids because, you know, family comes first.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty good. We always thought that they were your biological.
Absolutely.
You know? So
everybody does.
That's a good way. But just knowing how close your whole family was, that's what made that moment even more special.
Yeah.
And on top of that, bliss. You know, the loser leaves PA thing.
Yes.
So the way I take it, that's also a retirement, I guess. But
me and Bliss are the best of friends.
Yeah. We
talk every single day. And when we don't talk to each other, we worry. You know, we always talk wrestling. We got shows lined up. It's not the end of this.
Yeah.
We just wait till you see tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be crazy.
But it's always a special event here. Like,
Yes.
And I'm not trying to sound dark when I say this, but it seems like every show somebody passes, and it's a sad thing.
It is so sad
But
that people pass.
it's awesome that you acknowledge whether they're somebody small, somebody everybody knows,
Yeah.
somebody, a fan.
Right.
You always acknowledge that.
Yes.
And that's amazing.
And I do it because, people are in pain. Like the one boy from the cult, the dead kid. He was supposed to wrestle tonight, but he couldn't because his buddy passed away, and he was so heartbroken over it. And I was like, "You want us to do 10 bell?" And he was like, "You would do that?" And I say, "Absolutely." Anything, man. It's sad. We were all born dying, man. It's going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
One day, but
And you can't control it.
no, no. But that's why I do the 10 bell. I know it's a little sad, but it helps people. It helps when they're mourning. So
Even if you feel like you're nobody, you're somebody to somebody else.
Absolutely.
And you've been doing this wrestling thing for a long time.
I've been running. November 17th has been 21 years that CCW has been running.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
21 years.
21 years. That's
Yes.
insane. And I've been coming to these shows for like 8 years. That's woo.
Streamer guy's been coming for 21 years.
That is fucking awesome. I need to get him on the show. That is fucking awesome.
He knows more about the history of CCW, the belts in CCW. He knows more angles and dates than any of us.
That is awesome.
When we write the book and do a documentary, he's going to be helping us because he remembers dates like it's crazy. You should have him on here.
Now that I know that, I definitely need to.
Yeah.
But it's always a great show when you're here, and we always try to make it out to every event that you have here.
Yes,
and
you do.
Lionsville is a little
Marysville, yeah.
Marysville, Lionsville.
But you know what though? That you want some ECW shit there? Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
But we falls to the wall in Marysville, and then our fans are like, they're rabid. They're like the one match that wasn't that well in Marysville, they would have booed him out of the building. Yeah, that's definitely the ECW crowd in Marysville. Like they are rabid. Yeah.
But it's a little far of a drive for us. But
Yeah.
I mean, we try to support you guys as much as we can.
I appreciate
we share your stuff.
Yes, you do. I see that.
And it's so weird that no matter where in Pennsylvania, there's different crowds for different parts.
Absolutely.
And your crowd is always one of the most exciting and energetic. It's so awesome because that's what makes the show awesome is the crowd gets into it.
Yeah.
And there's some shows that we go to and it's just like the crowd is just sitting there.
on their hands.
Yeah.
Well, what we try to do is, in our meeting, we always try to tell the wrestlers, make sure you're interacting with the fans. Make sure you're interacting with the fans because at the end of the day, they're the ones who pay to see us. And let's face it, when the fans come to shows, they want to be a part of the shows.
Yeah.
So that's why we.
And I was just saying to BJ, his energy every time he comes out is always like it's always fucking sky high, and the crowd loves it.
BJ is a pain in the ass, but I love him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, it's an honor, especially considering how much. No, honestly, it is. Like you've been a big part of my childhood. And this crowd knows who you are, knows what you do, and you're a legend here. Honestly.
Thank you. I appreciate
so thank
that.
you for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.